with this type of military spending was not an issue, especially when the reward was peace.
Thomas Jefferson once said, "The disease of liberty is catching," and we believe it's going to catch behind the Iron Curtain. We believe these people are going to be free. And we think that as long as the United States maintains this position, then the hope for freedom for these people behind the Iron Curtain, now held captive, will continue.
With so much fear and paranoia in America about the growing threat of communism, Kennedy's policy decisions ultimately increased his approval rating amongst the public. But further toward the east, his Soviet counterpart in the Kremlin didn't think so highly of him. Compared to the newly inaugurated Kennedy, Nikita Khrushchev, the leader of the Soviet Union, was a Cold War veteran. He had risen through the ranks of the Communist Party during the regime of Joseph Stalin, becoming a key player in the inner circle at the Kremlin. After the death of Stalin in 1953 triggered a power struggle among the top-ranking Soviets, Khrushchev successfully conspired his way to the position of premier. With rivals either exiled or eliminated, he wielded an influence akin to the days of Stalin. The new Soviet premier enjoyed strong support during the 1950s, thanks to major victories like the Suez Crisis, the launching of Sputnik, and the Syrian crisis of 1957. As Kennedy assumed the presidency in 1960, Khrushchev found himself secretly pleased, but not due to any personal affinity for his American counterpart. Instead, he predicted that the inexperienced Kennedy might prove pliable on the international stage. However, Khrushchev's expectations were met with surprise, as the new president displayed toughness in both rhetoric and action in the early days of his administration. For Kennedy, these policies were not merely posturing, they were necessary for the safety of the people he now led, as the threat of communism was edging closer to America than ever before. Less than 100 miles off the southern coast of Florida, the island of Cuba was proving to be